Hey guys, it's hashtag Ask Lauren. All right, today's question's pretty interesting. It's from Jenni Corbett. She said, how do you know you're with the right person? Okay, so I'm not an expert, and what I'm going to say, you should not necessarily take as the gospel. I mean, there's obviously psychologists and relationship experts and people who perhaps have a different opinion than me. In fact, I don't even know what I'm about to say. I'm just giving you this disclaimer right now that this is a fun little YouTube segment where I share what I think, but I don't want to ruin people's lives or tell you to do something and then you go and do it, because I am not accountable for that. Okay, so how do you know you're with the right person? Lauren Toyota has been with only 3 people in long-term relationships, and my first 2 boyfriends, the first one was in college. That lasted about 4.5 years, and the second one was in my early 20s, and that lasted the same amount of time, about 4.5 years. And now I'm with John, who you know because he's all over my social media accounts, and we are in love, and I feel like the relationship I'm in now is unlike the other 2. I mean, the feeling that I had when I met John was something I never experienced before. It was like that kind of love at first sight, immediate, like taken aback, and also thinking super long term, like as soon as I met him. Like as soon as I met him, I could see us being together forever. So I think that actually happens, and that should probably be the telltale sign that you're with the right person in terms of talking about a future together. Like I've talked more about a future with John than I ever talked about a future with my other 2 relationships. Like I never would talk about it because I kind of knew I was in the wrong relationship. And that's the thing. I mean, it's easy to know when you're not in the right relationship. I think it's easier to, like, if you really pay attention to yourself and your feelings, you kind of know, this doesn't feel right. I don't think I'm gonna be with this person for my whole life. There's no way I could be with this person for my whole life. And I feel like those are the signs you're gonna get more than like, yes, you're with the right person. It's like you always know what you don't like and what you don't want, but it's harder for us to identify as human beings what we actually do want. But knowing what you don't want is part of figuring out what you actually want. So how else do you know you're with the right person? I mean, I think when you start to change as a person for the better, like when you start to open up a little bit more, which is kind of what happened to me when I met John and got into a relationship with John, is I felt like I was more open to, obviously, commitment, which I never was before. I was open to entertaining the idea of lifelong commitment, of marriage, of children, all these things. I actually, for so long in my whole life, would be like, no, never doing those things. Okay, so now I'm at a maybe level. For me, that's like a big sign of like, yes, I'm with the right person, because they're bringing that openness out. They're breaking down the barriers, breaking down the walls, cracking me open a little bit more. I also think there's lots of right people for each person. I don't believe in like this one person on the whole planet in the whole universe for you and that's it. I think that you could make it work with lots of people, but it doesn't matter. It's whoever's meant to come into your life, and whatever situation you find yourself in, that's meant to be that situation then. And another thing is that all of the relationships that don't work out, you were still with the right person for that time, you know? It was the right place and the right time to have met that person, and maybe things didn't work out in a forever mentality, but you learned something from that situation and you gained something from that situation. And so that was the right person for that particular time in your life. That's kind of like the nice answer, the hopeful answer, the answer that doesn't make you feel bitter or resentful or like you wasted your time with someone, because you should never think that, because you didn't. You should see it for what it truly was, and it was some kind of lesson, I guess, right? I hope I've answered your question. That was a good one, Jenny. Thanks for watching hashtag Ask Lauren today. I post videos Sunday to Friday, 6 days a week. It's a lot of content, people. It's a lot of stuff to keep up with, but I appreciate you watching. We're getting more subscribers, which is exciting. Subscribe if you have not. Click that little button there. And leave more questions in the comments below for hashtag Ask Lauren, or you can tweet me at Lauren Toyota, or leave them on Instagram at Lauren Toyota. Follow me on Snapchat, Lauren Toyota, and I'll see you with a video, with a vlog, with a Lauren in real life for Sunday. Okay, bye.